Hello. I actually have a little bit of time to talk. I am on my lunch, so I have a little bit more time. I wanted to talk about the idea that it's like that cliche saying, like, we only get the love that we feel we deserve. And a part of me really agrees with that. But then there's a part of me, it's probably my ego, that's like, no, I don't agree with that, because shitty things happen to people. And it doesn't mean that that's what they think they deserve, you know. So here's my breakdown of it. And I'm just going to use me as an example because it's the only perspective of this life that I have, right? So, when it comes to relationships specifically, I have had a lot of terrible relationships. Just shit relationship after shit relationship. And then there's that saying, we only receive the love that we feel that we deserve. And I think in my early 20s that was 100% what was going on. No doubt in my mind. I hated myself. I hated what I was doing. I just didn't have any self-love, so it made sense that, like, I was in really shitty relationships where the love was just wrong and, you know, I was being treated poorly and whatnot. Now that I'm older and I'm still in shitty relationships, I have to really evaluate myself and ask, okay, do I still think I deserve this little? Why am I getting in really shitty relationships, right? And I think that the problem is, at least with me, is, like, I do think deep down, I believe that I deserve better than what I've had. I believe that I deserve to be happy. That I deserve to genuinely be loved and love that person equally. But I think that little bit of self-doubt that's still there in most of us, you know, I don't think that's just me. I think all of us have a little self-doubt. The red flags that show up, like, kind of ignores them. I think that's what's going on. Like, at least with me. I think that it is, I'm not articulating this very well, but I do believe that I deserve love, and I do believe that I'm worth it. And then I also think that there is still this little part of me, that self-doubt, that little voice in your head that sometimes, you know, says things like, it's just not for you, it's not going to happen, like, you're just going to have to settle, or you're going to end up alone. Those kind of negative, intrusive thoughts that you don't think, that I don't think them all the time. I'll try to quit saying you, and I'll try to say me. I try not to think those things, but every now and then those intrusive thoughts, I mean, they're intrusive, you know, hence the word. And I think it's that part of my mentality that sees red flags early on in relationships and lets them slide. And that is where my personal growth needs to go from here forward when it comes to relationships. Not when it comes to life in general, because I have been working on myself a lot lately. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know, since I started, I've really been working on myself. But when it comes to relationships in particular, I think I see these red flags. I see that something's wrong, that there's a problem. And I'm like, well, maybe it's, I think I'm just lying to myself. I don't know. Like, I see it, and I can think of specific moments in time where I saw, like, something doesn't add up. Something seems off. I don't think this is completely right, but I don't think it's completely wrong either, so I'm going to move forward. And that, for me, I think is where my personal growth is going to be, like, when it comes to relationships in particular. I am going to have to see a red flag and be done. Like, and that may be harsh, and I may end up being alone the rest of my life, and that's fucking fine. I'd rather be alone than be miserable in a bullshit relationship, you know? I have no more time to waste. And I can't put that on my kid, you know, being in a relationship and being out and blah, blah, blah. And it's not like I have people in and out of my child's life. But still, one's too many. One person in and out, that's too many. So I think from this point forward, what I need to do is just be more open and honest with myself. And because I'm smart enough to see the red flags, I know them, I see them, and I can think back and remember some, and I remember ignoring them. So it's like, I know I deserve love, I know I deserve happiness, but that little bit of self-doubt creeps in and allows red flags to go unchecked. And that's something I just can't afford to do anymore. I'm 29 years old. You know, I have a child. I have responsibilities. I can't fuck around with people anymore. Like, I can't waste another 1.5 years with somebody. I can't waste another 5 minutes with somebody. I don't have it. I don't want that. I don't mean casual dating where you go on a couple days to try to see if somebody is compatible with you. I don't mean that, because, I mean, you will end up alone the rest of your life if you're not even willing to have a conversation with somebody. I mean time wasted in a committed relationship, you know, where it's not working, yet you're still committed to them. I keep saying you. I guess that's just the way I talk. I don't know. But, so yeah, I do believe in the cliche that we get the love that we feel we deserve, because that has been me in the past 100%. Like, I've been in really piss poor relationships, and I thought, I'm just the victim. Poor me, woe is me, why does this always happen to me? But I look back and I'm like, well, you hated yourself. What did you expect? Like, you didn't like anything about yourself. So of course you allowed bullshit to happen. There was no self-respect. How are you going to expect somebody else to respect you if you don't respect yourself? I don't know. And now I have a lot more self-love and self-respect, but yet I still ended up in a situation that was not ideal. And I think it's because that little voice is still in the back of my head, you know, putting doubt in the forefront when it doesn't need to be there. So that is definitely something I'm going to work on. That is definitely something I'm going to try to improve on. And not just for me, but for my kid. You know, she deserves... I don't even want to get into that. Like, I have a lot of mom guilt. I never feel like I'm doing enough. I never feel like I'm good enough when it comes to being a mom. I do my best, but, you know, it's always like, well, you could do more because my child deserves everything in the fucking world, plus some, you know. So I'm not going to go down that road. But, I don't know. I guess I just wanted to get that off my chest and just say the way I kind of see it now, which is, you know, it is still a little bit that I know I deserve better, but there's still that little voice that has that little bit of doubt, and even a tiny, insy bitsy little bit of doubt can alter the way a person reacts to red flags. And in my experience, red flags pop up early, like 1 or 2 weeks in, and you see them. You know, I see them, I guess I should say. You know, I'll be a week or two in, you know, a relationship where you're kind of dating. You're not dating anybody else. It's just the two of you. It's not so serious, but it's like kind of getting serious. And that's when those red flags start to pop up, because these people get more comfortable with you, and they start to become more themselves, and they're not putting on, you know, to try to, you know, impress you as much, because they feel like, well, I can let my guard down, I can really be myself with this person, and then red flags start to show. And I've got to have more self-discipline and more honesty with myself, and just know, hey, that's not something you're cool with. That's not okay. You're just gonna have to end this here, right here. So hopefully I walk the walk. Hopefully that's the fucking goal. I don't ever want to say something and put it out into the world if it's not something I'm actually willing to do. And you know, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. There are things that I say that I can't follow through with. Like, I try to do the OMAD diet, and I have fallen off, and I haven't gotten back on. Just an update on that. I still haven't gained any weight. I haven't lost any more either. So hopefully I can get back on that soon. I really want to. It worked. I lost 20 fucking pounds. Like, and it's not just for looks or anything, like that is a part of it, but it's also like health. I was having a lot of problems with acid reflux, and my diet was not great, and I felt like crap a lot of the time. So I don't feel like that yet. Like I'm still not having like health problems, but I can tell that like I am starting to struggle with just being like kind of sluggish, that like once you eat too much and then you feel full and comfy and want to go to sleep. I've been getting that during the day, and that is not something I want. I want to be high energy during the day. I want to, be able to get done what needs to get done, and then go home and then eat and then relax, so hopefully I get back on that. Maybe I can have an update on that, and then also an update on my Suboxone / Zubsolv. I'm still not taking it. Absolutely no withdrawal symptoms. I'm 100% fine. I'm not craving anything. I feel great when it comes to that. Like the way I did that taper really worked. And now what I'm doing is continuing to try to work on my mental health. I'm continuing to try to work on my emotional, well-being. And I think leaving the relationship that I did is one more step in the right direction. And then just, being open and honest with myself. Like I need to call out red flags when I see them, even if it's not just a relationship, even if it's like friendships. Like if I feel like somebody's being like shady, I need to call it out and just be like, what's up with this? Like what, I feel funny about this, and can you explain it to me, because I don't understand, why this is making me feel a certain way. I don't know. I guess I don't really have too much else to say. This video ended up not being as long as I thought it was going to be, but I got out everything I wanted to say. What is motivating me right now is just, I don't want to ever, and I think I said this in a couple of videos ago, I don't ever just want to be level. I want to constantly be going up and up and growing and growing. And if I do that, one of these days I'm going to be fucking great, Not that I'm not great now, whatever, but you know what I mean. Like always improving and always one-upping yourself, I think is a really healthy thing to do. I think it's really important when it comes to happiness and feeling fulfilled and continuing to stay motivated with life. And that's my goal, is to always be trying to be better and do better and feel better. So I guess that's it. I'll go ahead and go. Just remember that there's always hope that tomorrow will be a better day.